to see, because while the veto is superb for BetBoom, they like playing Mirage too, at least NiP could get themselves a map which they also play and have done pretty often in the last 3 months.
I would still say that overall BetBoom probably have the edge in terms of stats, statistics, and momentum right now, but we'll see. NiP, Ancient, this is their chance to make some noise. In fact, their only chance, because if they lose here, they're done, dusted, out of the qualifier. Siren going to try and make some noise. It's Zorte and Kyron who get a couple, and Zorte finds, and they both find two more. Oh my goodness, Brollan is going to be the last one standing, and he manages to at least get one headshot and do damage onto Kyron, but chalk up another couple of frags to the names of those two guys on the BetBoom squad, kicking things off with a bang.
Oh, Brollan though, he's doing great work here. Oh my goodness, Naphany is the insurance policy at the very end. Drop the NTs in chat for Brollan on that one. That was so very close. But the hold from BetBoom on the outskirts of A Long. Siren went down quick, but the other two players that had in position did all the work. Two for Chiron, two for Zorte. Both next to each other, hit those insta-taps, and when it feels like you're being overwhelmed, those are so hard to hit and feel comfortable, and they look like they were in their element.
Alright, NiP, we want to force up, regardless of the fact they didn't get the bomb plant. It's going to be an AK, 3 Deagle, excuse me. And the scout head trick doesn't connect on the shot, but Rez will. Naphany goes down. Rez happy with that opener, using the AK very effectively. Of course, NiP would love to get an upgrade. Gun dropped on the ground. Dennis pushing up a little too aggressively, needs to fall back, and he does. Oh boy, that could have been a two-man edge for NiP. Brollan could make it so regardless with the Deagle. Molotov thrown at a timely moment. There's some trades that come through, but Siren makes it better. 2K coming, maybe a third on the way as Siren makes it so. 2v2, numbers still even though, and a chance for NiP to pull this one off, but they don't really have any guns they can retrieve just yet, so they're stuck on a hampus Deagle with only 5 HP and config at 67 with the scout.
Yeah, I mean, only Siren is a difference maker right now for BetBoom, actually keeping them in this round. That opening battle with Rez, of course, I mean, I believe Brollan, because he got all those 3 kills in the first pistol round, he dropped that AK, I believe, for Rez, if I'm not mistaken. So he can buy up the armor with it, and it at least works out for 1 kill. Config hasn't been able to retrieve that, of course. That's in the hands of Siren now. So Config's only got that scout along with the Deagle. This is going to be all Siren this round, you'd think. He sees the smoke, jumping for the donut with his teammate. In the end, Chiron's the one to get that kill. And with hampus on 5 HP, he's got no say in this, you would think. 14 seconds as well. And honestly, if I were hampus, I would not want to be saving here. You do not want $50 in the bank and only that Deagle. He kind of needs to, honestly needs to die. But he's going to run off and save. Maybe try and find one of the guns that's been dropped, so at least he has something to work with. What is he going to get? Okay, a FAMAS. I mean, meh.
It's something.
Meh, but it's something.
Big meh, yeah. The FAMAS. It's the unloved middle child of Counter-Strike, honestly. You know, it's in between that M4 and the MP9, and often you'll choose either of those before going to the FAMAS, but it's okay. I still love you, FAMAS. I will give you a little bit of love. It has shown me some it has shown me some good frags as of late, and hampus, well, unfortunately, won't even get a chance to fire off a shot because Chiron takes him down through the smoke, making a quick 5v4. I'm not even sure they're going to try and retrieve that. They probably will end up doing it. There it is. Sorry, they already got it. Rez picked up the FAMAS, and, well, BetBoom gave him the space to do so.
Yeah, but it's an hour FAMAS, obviously, with no armor to go alongside it. Only head trick has some Kevlar. I'd like to see maybe that dropped over to him instead. It's kind of a bit separated right now, though, so it's not really possible at the moment. Siren. Smoke donut. It really was all him in that previous round. It may have been finished off by Chiron, so there was no risk of losing that round. But NiP, they need something to get them going. I feel like they only really had one round to really feel like they could cheer for. In that previous game, of course, there was a Brollan 1v2 at the end of the first half. That probably was pretty big, but at that point they were down 11-4, so they probably weren't feeling too great. And then come the kills for BetBoom. Dennis with 2. He was so impactful on that first map. Wasn't exactly top fragging or anything. He only had, I think, 16 in the end, but he had 2 hugely impactful clutches that changed the course of that game for BetBoom in the end, when NiP looking like they were coming back on their T side. 3-0 start for BetBoom. Now the buy can come in, John.
Yeah, and I mean, for Dennis, yeah, he had a slow map. He was unbelievable in the previous one, so he's allowed to have it. But you're right, he still had some very impactful frags that came through. I think Siren really stepped up to the plate in terms of clutch situations. He was also at the top of the board with 21 frags and a +8 kill per death differential, but ADR leader is Kyron. 96.3. Speaking of which, he gets the opening frag here, and Siren takes down Rez. This is a full-on buy round for NiP, by the way, guys, and they just lost 2 players in the first 15 seconds with very little to show for it.
Yeah, that's always the utmost nightmare, right? You have your first gun round. BetBoom is still playing the bonus with the MP9, and they might be about to win this one with all 5 players alive. NiP are nowhere in this one, and they all kind of did feel like they kind of went one by one around the map, which didn't help.
Brollan and Hetrick, they're hoping they can make some space here on the B site. Zorte is of another mind. He wants to shut them down, and he gets Hetrick down to 6 HP. Can't finish the job, so Brollan does at least take 1 down. The thing is, they have to make sure they clear all their angles. They're going to put the plant into the... they're going to plant the bomb, and that is a good idea, given that they need that money. Will they be able to hang on? That's an entirely different story. Nice shot from Hetrick, and here comes Brollan around the corner. They don't clear him. Oh my goodness, they split the difference, and finally Hetrick goes down, but Brollan could clutch this one out. 3K for him. Either player gets this, and they'll have a quad kill. Here comes the flashbang.
Pros don't fake.
Defuse. Oh no! Kyron got the defusal, so Brollan can't get the 4K, and Kyron adds salt to the win by finding the quad kill himself. 4-0. That's wild.
That is truly wild. Kyron, all the kills in the end. I gotta say, even though it looks silly that, you know, he doesn't get peeked in the end as he holds the defuse, and the bomb was planted relatively open as well, like he could have been peeked easily. But props to NiP for at least having a great attempt at that one, because they were nowhere in that round. Brollan did everything he possibly could have to recover that, and especially considering as well the kills that came through on those timings. The last rotator through that CT smoke was Siren, and he was so very low. 1 bullet from death. So that was another freebie for Brollan. But even with the heroics from him, Kyron just holds it down. And as soon as I saw the positioning of where Brollan was, I thought, okay, yeah, just hold it. I feel like that is the best choice in those scenarios sometimes. You question why Brollan, once he went for that reload, didn't just give it a face, because he's done so much work already, probably feeling pretty clean with the aim. I would just peek there. I mean, it's always a horrible, heart-sinking feeling when the defuse comes in and you're not given a shot.
It's so hard sometimes, right? Because the player might try to peek. Okay, we'll get back to it. Siren's going to get the opener. Config gets the immediate trade. Now Config spamming the smoke. Knows that someone's around here. He's right. It's Kyron, who's forced forward and gets tagged down to 8 HP. He needs help and fast, and he won't get it. Config sprays him down with the AK bullets, and a man advantage found for NiP as the bomb goes down. Nafany continues to push up. Molotov throw, and that'll force Rez out of position, and that'll clear some space, potentially get out of Catacombs, but Brollan's watching for tree, and Brollan does get one. Nafany found one before that, but it won't matter. Dennis is the last one standing in a 1v3, and he will be forced to fall back and save. That is a very quick and decisive execute from NiP.
Yeah, and what is impressive, and I'll give hampus maybe some props on that one, is the fact that they've just lost a really tough round, one that they've put so much work in to try and see through. This config deals with Dennis falling away as well, that's nothing to be saved. Brollan may go down, but that's hurt the economy slightly, but at the end of the day, they won the round, which is the most important thing. But yeah, so call attack pause and then call rush A after a round like that. Of course, it wasn't a full-on rush all at the same time. There was a bit of utility use, so it was made it hard for BetBoom, and they did take the time to get that bomb planted and lock them at bay with that utility once they were there. But yeah, honestly, that's a great call, and it keeps NiP in touch. It's an important round to take after the rough previous.
Look what Dennis rocking. The XM 1014, the auto shotty. You
I
don't
love
see
it.
this very often on Ancient,
Usually
but it is a good
nuke.
spot. Yeah, but it's a good spot here in Cave, right? Close
Absolutely.
range engagements. Iron can bait them out, and the shotgun can take care of business. Dynus already gets one, and now they're scared to push up. I can be too if I'm rolling, but he forces them out with the Molotov, gets the frag and head trick, drops Kyron right after that. 3v3, HP still heavily favors BetBoom, right? With Brollan down to 1 HP. I think he knows. He doesn't know. I thought he was going to hard
Okay.
clear that. Nafany gets the frag, and now they are in trouble on the NiP side.
Yeah, and the way he was setting up, it looks like he was going to hard clear it, right? And then just walk straight into the angle. That's a weird one for Headtrick. Obviously, it's really important when you don't have control. You want to try and take deep control of somewhere to maybe lock off some of the rotations. And he tried it, but I'm afraid not possible. And Brollan, I don't understand how he's on 1 HP from all that damage that came through to him in that cave position. I'm pretty sure that XM did a good chunk and then something else came his way from a second player, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure why it's won, but Rez trying to answer back. There goes Nafany. And now Zorte's only got this up, and Siren's only got the pistol. So is it still doable for NiP? 25 seconds. Bomb will go down.
Siren can grab the AK as he's rotating back, so he does do exactly that. That's going to help. It's a pincer attack. Where do Rez and Brollan decide to go with this? They're going to go all the way around the back of the site here, and it works. Zorte dropped, didn't expect that. Siren has the information, but, I mean, what does he do here? Smoke off the bomb, try to get the defusal. He could try that now. Instead, he's just going to smoke off the angle, throw the nade, and jump around to go for the defusal. No, he fakes it. He wants to bait out Brollan, who's not buying it. 1 HP, a spam through the smoke would do him in, but Siren's not doing anything of the sort. Finally does, but it's too late. The bomb's going to explode. There will be a second round found for NiP, and no one surviving out of this round.
Indeed. That is a little bit of revenge, I guess, for Brollan there. And that's the thing, right? He may have not been able to secure the clutch first time around with that defuse, but in this situation, one, there's no kit. I think if there was a kit, it was a guaranteed hold for Siren, without a shadow of a doubt, in that scenario. But either way, Brollan did the right thing. He might feel like he was really eager to run through that as soon as possible, but important to stay calm in that scenario, of course, because he's 1 HP, he's got a picked up AWP. That is the worst possible situation he could have possibly been in. As I said, if Siren had a kit, then he's most likely not getting away with that. But well done to Brollan for wasting the clock and winning the round. And now NiP get a reward against the Pistols, and they might be about to win it with all 5 players alive as well. Brollan's living a charmed life at the moment. He's survived the last 2 rounds. Well, he hasn't survived the last round in the end, but he survived in the clutch situation on 1 HP, and now he survived in this round on 5 HP. And now NiP are starting to grow into this one.
Zorte. Oh, hey, there we go. Nice shot. Can grab the AK. Save that, maybe. I would imagine NiP are going to chase a little bit. Their money's not great. But you don't have to repeat that, Zorte. You should probably just hang back. And that's what he is going to do. But the chase is indeed on. Fairly aggressive for NiP, probably with all that confirmed damage, realizing that Zorte can't be on much health. So the bomb explodes. But they don't want to venture too haphazardly. The AK does indeed get saved over. That could be a difference maker in this round. I doubt there'll be much of an investment from BetBoom outside of the AK saved over.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this one goes. But NiP, 2 in a row.
Yep. And they're building into this one now, for sure. Elsewhere, of course, on the mainstream, Apex versus 9. Apex won that first map in overtime, and they're 5-0 up on map 2 as I check it. So that would be a bit of a dream run for Apex, considering that they've had a bit of a rough run of results, recently with the new addition Satsanito. So I've actually really enjoyed watching Satsanito play all the time when he's been back in the Blue Jays era, of course. Nice little boost for his auto, by the way, to get the opening pick. That's really handy. Love that. But yeah, I think this will be a great boon for Apex to be able to qualify for Sydney. But hang on, this round's getting out of hand for NiP. The boost gets sorted that kill. Siren gets a 1D. Hampus needs to answer back. He gets 1, but Siren is holding that line. He's got rotation support as well, but he spams him through the edge of the wall. He's fine, and he's recovered it back into that 3v3.
Yeah, and that nade damage from earlier on, it was another mortar strike coming through from NiP. And, well, it did a lot of damage to Kyron and Dennis, as you can see, so perhaps that's going to help out here. And what will be a take of this B site. Config gets Zorte, and then he drops Chiron as well. There we go. They were trying to boost over the smoke. It just didn't work out. And now Danis, by his lonesome, has a P250 and a prayer. Nothing more. Danis. Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No, not at all.
3 for hampus, 2 for config. NiP back to even standpoint now. An even standpoint on Ancient. But now BetBoom, of course, have their full purchase. AWP in play, full utility on everyone apart from Zorte, and that doesn't matter, they got more than enough. They have got that one kit on Nafany as well, just in case.
Zorte lining up some util here. In the meantime, NiP, well, I decided not to throw it. Anyway, NiP is already moving in 3 players into A main. Hampus, he wants to peek out. The bomb will be joining them shortly. It's very far behind, and you have to lurk in the form of Brollan, making a ton of noise around the B site. He's even flashed off the 2 mid players, so they go back in the donut, right into Hampus's waiting arms. He gets one onto Siren. Looking for the second, knows Chiron is around the corner, and he doesn't get him, but he does enough damage to allow Rez to find the instant trade. 4v3 advantage in favor of NiP, and oh no, it's disappeared just like that! Simultaneously, Zorte and Nafany get a couple of frags, and Hetrick and Rez are probably scratching their heads saying, what on earth just happened? Why are we the last 2 standing?
Yeah, that is a tough one because, of course, Rez took so much damage from Chiron. And Chiron actually used quite a lot of his clip in Donut before he even actually got the first kill. He was trying to pre-fire, knowing that it was a tough situation. And now Danis could be about to put pay to this round for NiP. Rez is not looking. That's going to be a freebie. There it is. It's all head trick. 1 versus 3. First player from CT, gone. That's his counterpart, Zorte, out. But Nafany does have this defuse kit, and he's going to catch Hetrick in the back. But the problem is, he's only the one with that kit. He has to get to the site quickly, I think. But hang on. Danis is defusing. Do they have time? No, they don't.
No.
They do not have time. Nafany was the one making that play in Donut. He was the only one with that kit, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the round. And because it wasn't on the back of Danis, that's what gives NiP their 5th. That's a little mini blunder from BetBoom.
Yeah, I honestly thought they were just going to smoke off the Opera immediately and go for the defusal right at that moment. But because they wait, it's a little belabored. That's why they can't get that 10-second defuse. And again, Nafany was the one with the kit. So a little bit of a cross up there. But I mean, they didn't really have a choice because Nafany wasn't close to the bomb site. It just worked out that way. And the timing was off. Simple as that. Timeout going to be called from NiP. I don't think they're very happy with the way they won that one. And I mean, honestly, they probably shouldn't be because they lost a couple of players there pretty quickly and lost control of the round for a moment where it felt like they weren't going to take it. But they do, so it's okay. And another timeout going to be used by BetBoom, though, for themselves to talk things over because, yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there.
Yeah, I think really I can't blame Nafany too much because I know I mentioned he's the one who had the kit, but at the end of the day, he was in the position to get that kill. He knew he had Hetrick dead to rights, but as it turns out, the only kill that Hetrick needed in that clutch was the one towards Zorte. Of course, the history of this BetBoom team, one of the things that makes me so excited for it, of course. Siren, from his Spirit years, was always a solid player. Zorte from Fours, put in some great performances over the years. Chiron, and his little stint in VP before VP said, okay, we'll see you later. There wasn't really much there for him in VP, but you can just tell sometimes from the eye test of this team, especially in the Open Qualifier that I had a chance to watch some of. They are kind of just pretty insane as of late, and Danis has proved that he can be a great clutch player too, even though he's the more unknown of the group. From that Boston Crab, mixed him of course with Flamey, and all the buy round coming in already. One player deleted by Rez, trying to drag NiP streaming into a third map decider perhaps. Good answer back from Zorte. That's config down 4v4.
Hampus sneaking his way into cave. Well, thinking twice for the moment. He threw a Molotov. I think he heard some footsteps there. This is not good for NiP. Danis around the edge of the smoke. Hampus does get one. Do they clear out Nafany and Danis? No, they walk into each other. Rez didn't even see Danis. Hampus does take care of Nafany, so Danis is on an island, regardless of that madness. And Chiron is the last one standing. M4A1S in hand. Footsteps were made, but now he's creeping along, choosing to push through the smoke. Maybe catch someone off guard. Headtrick's watching it. And now he's got hampus trying to come in on flank. Takes him down, but Headtrick does indeed find the final blow. 6-4 for NiP.
Another hugely impactful round from hampus. Great stuff from him. Obviously, that puts BetBoom's economy in a bit of a weird spot now. They've got 4.6 on Zorte. He could buy, but no one else can, so it has to be pistol armor. We're starting to see some superiority finally, some expected superiority from NiP. I think a lot of people will look at the names on HLTV of this matchup and think to themselves, okay, well, NiP take this one. And they look at who's on BetBoom and they're like, oh, hang on a second. But yeah, I think, of course, NiP have a lot more time together, and that should be... How did that nade just bounce backwards? What the hell just happened there? That's so confused. That's quite offensive for you. Dennis gets one, at least on toward hampus. But Brollan will respond. Siren knows that perhaps the player's pushed up through mid into red room. He's looking for something. Chiron's taking one, and there's the timing. Oh, it's a bit rough for Siren, but he finishes it off. Okay, 3v2, but he's taking a lot of damage in that one, and Headtrick and Rez are both healthy.
Yeah, but their map control isn't that great, right? Yes, they have some space up mid, but outside of that, they don't know what's going on either bomb site. Maybe Rez will be able to find something out soon. The opportunity to catch Zorte off guard is definitely there, but Zorte is watching and will take Rez down without much of a fuss. Headtrick, last one standing, AWP out. Look at this, Chiron's around the corner and a freebie. Perfect timing, nice little push, and speaking of freebies, an op upgrade.
That is lovely. We love that. Don't say no to that, especially as they didn't have one, and their economy has been in a bit of a rough space in the last few rounds, but that is a huge round to win. NiP were starting to put their mark on this T-side and their mark on Ancient. But BetBoom answer back with one of their patented rounds that you don't expect them to win. They win. And now, that was a sort of a swing round, funnily enough. It may have only been sort of a weird investment for BetBoom, but as it is... NiP haven't been winning rounds cleanly at all, of course. There's been multiple rounds won with barely any players alive. Remember that Brollan 1v1 with the AWP when he had 1 HP? No one survived in that round. And that has contributed to this buy coming in. Hampus is fully bought down, and I think that means they're all investing. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I would have actually preferred a bit more of a half investment, but they get 2 rifles, and the utility is really good. So... I mean, I'm very willing to be proved wrong here.
Yeah, I can understand the argument of forcing up here because you do get a decent chunk of util. The Tech 9s on a fast play can be very effective, so if they choose that route, it's a good idea. And you have the Galil and the AK to support it with the rifling power. So you do see Hampus and Brollan going for that aforementioned faster move up towards the B site. They will be slowed down by these Molotovs, and I think Nafani wants to peek out here. He's going to go into cave. Does he have the support? He does. So he could choose to go around this corner, but Config is going to find himself 5 feet under as Chiron takes him down with the M4A1S. Connie around here spamming. That's a great flashbang thrown by Headtrick. Brollan gets one. Hampus gets another. That's a 3v3. Unfortunately for them, Chiron was hanging out in the shadows, and he gives his team the man advantage. He is by his lonesome, and a beautiful shot from Rez. Reading the positioning perfectly, makes it a 2v2. Nade does a little more damage at Zorte. The shot through the smoke in the dark connects. Rez drops, and Headtrick is the last one standing. Look where Siren is. Headtrick's gonna have so much trouble finding this. He won't even do it. That's it. Round taken. BetBoom continue to impress.
Well, you can't legislate for that. That was a 2v2. They were trying to get into decent after-plot positions, and that's just a Zorte moment. Yeah, so often he gets these kills you just don't expect, and that was one you certainly shouldn't have expected. What a frag to take. Aye. BetBoom. NiP, they went for that force buy. It was so successful, I questioned it, and they had so much progress onto the site. Chiron did great work to recover it into an advantage, but then Rez just showed up again. I really thought NiP had solved the issue once they'd removed Chiron. Chiron's been such a nuisance for NiP in this game. He's up to 16 and 8 is Chiron. Already on the board on round 13. But now the pistols have to come out, and this gives BetBoom a chance to make it up to at least a 7th, and possibly a lead on the half.
Yeah, Siren is doing a pretty good job here. Has taken a ton of damage, only 2 HP left. I believe Nafani will be aware of the fact that Brollan is here. He's backing off, leaving the close range engagements to the MP9, and that's why. Dennis gets the headshot onto Brollan. Rez, peeking, Brollan. Oh my goodness, Rez actually gets that shot. Nafany with the insta trade. I was going to say he might find the same fate as Brollan, but not to be at least at the moment. Head trick goes down, and that is going to be it. 7-6 in favor of BetBoom. And just a point I wanted to get out a couple of rounds ago there, Travis, is you were mentioning, you know, that BetBoom once more came back from losing that first player and getting the victory here on Ancient. Well, on Overpass, their statistics in that regard, 44%, it was amazing. Here, it's actually only 20.7% of the time that they win a round after going down a man first.
Right.
So that's pretty solid for them to find that against a team like NiP.
Yeah, good point. And a good stat, obviously, as well to bring up. Obviously, maps are different, and sometimes some maps are very hard to come back from man disadvantage on. Chiron, hang on a second, isn't there was a player on his left? Surely they show themselves at some point. Config. Oh my goodness, config.
Oh,
how
man.
have they not got a 1-for-1 from that? That's so awkward for NiP. And
They're taking them apart.
They're going to be so frustrated at that one. The fact that Chiron gets that kill deep mid, and then helps out the other as well. It's a clean sweep, just like that. I feel like that one situation in mid, that one weird double kill that config should have at least got one back on, almost put them off for the rest of the round, because that was just clean after that for BetBoom.
Oh man, yeah, that was unbelievable. A lot of aggression coming through there, and that's sometimes that change of pitch that BetBoom can throw, especially on their CT side when they just start getting in your face and really giving you trouble. That creates chaos, and immediately, first 15 seconds, I think it happened a little earlier in this half as well, but 3 players down for NiP, and they're just sitting there saying, how on earth do we not even get a trade out of that? And only a little bit of damage done to BetBoom. All 5 players survived out of that round. NiP's going to try to go fast here. Doesn't work! Chiron the 3K off camera. Siren's going to get one
Good
more.
God.
And Head Trick, the last one standing. He's upgraded to a Galil, but I don't think there's much of a hope or a prayer for him to pull off the victory here.
Oh, I wish we saw that from Chiron, unfortunately. But yeah, he's going to end this half off with at least 23 kills. Could even get the final as well. He's coming through on this big flank. In comes Danis, but there is Chiron. What a half from Chiron. Oh my word. 24 kills on the board. 9-6 BetBoom. We're going to break. See you in a few minutes. BetBoom win their CT half 9-6, but NiP are still in this game and still battling hard. Some weird situations in that half, of course, that went both teams' way, so it's going to be kind of even in that sense. But in come BetBoom on their T-pistol toward mid.
NiP do typically win more of their CT rounds and T rounds, so still not in immense trouble, but yeah, this pistol round's going to be important for them. Config tapping away, he gets some information, realizes they're coming to the B site. This is really scary if you're NiP. Brollan gets a couple,
Wow.
but there is the pincer attack from almost every single angle. Chiron gets 2. Config coming around hoping for a response, and that is what he will find. He needs a couple more, or Headtrick needs to come around with those dualies. I don't know if Config's gonna need help at this point. Nafany in a 1v2 needs to clutch it out. Can he do it? Where's one? Not the second. Well played from NiP. Defusal comes through. It is a bomb plant for BetBoom, so they'll be able to buy up this next round, but great work from Config. They needed that.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a scary pistol from BetBoom, as you say. The pincer movement from every single which way for NiP to deal with, and the fact they won that and clutched it out, fair play. That is not easy to figure out. BetBoom did have that 3v2, but the answer back was so important, especially Nafany could have easily clutched that, but in the end, too much to do and too hard to spin around when you're getting shot in the back. These players on NiP will not miss that one, or not miss the opportunity to take that one, that's for sure. But of course, bomb plant came through, so BetBoom have a bye, and Chiron, let's keep counting. Round 17, he's up to 26-9 in this one. And we're going to be playing Contact A here, I think. Rez needs at least 1.5. He gets one. Can he get a half? He can't. Chiron again. 27 for Chiron. He's unstoppable. Can he get another one? Config tapping away. Yes. And there's Chiron again. 3 versus 3. Headtrick looking to try and play with his smoke toward the back of the site. Brollan in Donut. They've got a lot of progress, BetBoom, and toward that temple area too. They're waiting for some utility to be thrown to maybe get this bomb planted, but now it's going to be quite tough because the CTs are now spread across this site. Brollan will right-click that smoke. That gives him a little bit of a play, and it's delayed so much time that hampus can come in the back. There's the tap. Significant damage, but it's enough, even though he misses the kill, to give Brollan the opportunity to take Zorte down. And now Nafany and Chiron are very stuck. hampus dancing around. He takes one, and now Chiron has to clutch. But I would not put it past him. He's got the bomb on his back, but Headtrick's about to cover this one, you would think. Chiron looking for the ace in this round, but Headtrick says no. Chiron gets 3 again. 29 on the board, but NiP take it.
Chiron is ridiculous. 157 ADR. I'm not sure if that's just for the half or if it's for the entire game because you never know with the scoreboard sometimes, but 29 and 10 wouldn't surprise me if that's 100% accurate. Not to mention that Chiron does typically like to go for entries or opening frags, I should say. 26.2% of the time coming into this series with a rating of 1.04. A success rate, not necessarily as high, but after this map, well, I think it's going to go up a little bit because he has just been lights out, unbelievable, and I think he's a scary prospect for this NiP team moving forward. They are probably going to take this because it's just pistols, right? They get the first opening frags, and yeah, 5v3.
Chiron probably thinks he can just kill everyone, and fair enough, because they got him an AK. He actually didn't get him an AK. He bought up an AK in this round as a purely hero purchase, and with the game he's having, I don't blame him, but that was a little bit of a, I don't know, I don't want to say overconfident because he deserves to be confident after this map he's having, but yeah, he did kind of just push in brashly there. That much support. Couldn't get anything done. So NiP are going to be level here. Fighting the raid boss of Chiron well.
I'd like to see someone else step up behind Chiron, though, because outside of him, there hasn't really been that much to speak about for the BetBoom squad, at least so far this half. Brollan gonna get the last one onto Zorte, and that will wrap up 3 rounds in a row for NiP. Looking at BetBoom, well. they're gonna have a bye now, though.
It's so important.
All 5 alive, that's right.
Alive, yeah, absolutely.
Nafany settling for the deagle here, giving the rifles to his teammates. as a good leader does. Let your fraggers take the guns and you settle for the pistol if you have to. Config's got a really good spot here. He has to turn around for a moment, but it doesn't matter. He still flicks around to get Chiron. Is traded up by Zorte. So that's something for BetBoom. He really wants an upgrade, though, and Zorte eats a nade, goes down to 23. He's going to have to fall off of this spot. Nafany behind the smoke. Can he catch Brollan off guard? Does he know Brollan is here? I think he might have some idea of it.
Oh, Brollan play smoke fade. Oh, how has Nafany got that kill? Oh my goodness. And in the midst of that, Dennis has taken head trick too. That could be a pivotal moment in this T-half for BetBoom. NiP were looking to continue their streak. And look at where they are compared to where BetBoom are. Look at that mini-map. They're both pushing through A. The B bomb site is completely open. Little did BetBoom know, of course. So they're going to take it properly with utility. But NiP are so far away. I think the smart play here is just to commit to the save as soon as possible. Unless they get a kill in the flank in the next, 15 seconds, which is unlikely.
I already feel like they're too far, Travis. I don't think they're going to go anywhere near the site. They're probably just going to back off already. Yeah, the positioning is so bad for them. And, I mean, the money's okay. They could try for this and probably still buy up in the next round. But the two players alive are the ones that would have the most trouble purchasing rifles in the next one. So keep them up and running if you can. Zorte might have other plans. We'll see. Oh, they don't even know they're there, but now they do. Hampus getting the frag over on Nafany.
And Molly's not going to spread, but I think it's probably the best course of action because they know that BetBoom obviously have not yet got a T round on the board. So this first one that comes through, the more damage they do on the save is impactful to their purchase. So they keep both their guns. And they at least take BetBoom down to 3, which is fine, of course, as long as you win with the majority. But yeah, that's probably the best case scenario for them.
Yeah, I have to say, bro, Brollan had all the advantage in the world and just completely whiffed that spray. Like, he whiffed that spray, and it wasn't even like a deagle headshot came back. He was getting chipped away from body shots from Nafany. So that was a rough one, and afterwards his teammate goes down simultaneously, so it doesn't get any better. See if they can recover from that. They do buy up the rifles. As you mentioned, still enough money to make it work. Hampus.
This is so
very
powerful,
aggressive. Though. Yeah, look at this.
Completely locked BetBoom out of the outskirts of B. It's something I always mention when I cast Ancient and maybe a CT side is struggling slightly. Get the smoke down, take deep map control, and it locks out so much of the C control. And Dennis, though, if you've got control like that on the spray to easily take Hampus out, then maybe it doesn't matter if you're locked out. Chiron, he slipped past the Jaguar player. Oh, that's a bit rough. When does he peek? He peeks now, and he tries to adjust, but Brollan bests him this time. Chiron can't get into 30 range just yet. Stuck on 29 for the last few rounds, but as long as his teammates are performing, that doesn't matter one jot. 4v4, 45 seconds. Bomb still hasn't decided on where to go yet, and NiP are worried about that mid-red room push.
I think that's just this utility being thrown right now by Siren is in hopes that they'll attract tension from NiP towards the A site, and it kind of works, right? You have 3 players looking in that direction, one around mid who can rotate up and support, but Config by his lonesome still manages to get the headshot onto Dennis. Brollan immediately comes to support. Config's been pretty good so far in this second half. They're going to need more of that as he's taking down to 17 HP. Brollan spamming away, hoping to deny the plant. That won't happen. Bomb is on the ground, but head trick does indeed find Zorte. 2v4 still winnable for BetBoom.
Yeah, he kind of crossed into the open there. Not really aware that gap could be held. Siren needs a huge play here. It's a nice angle. No, coming his way, but he should get taken down instantly, and he will be. Config with another big 2-piece. Relatively quiet series so far. He had that big triple kill on overpass, of course, which didn't even lead to a round victory in the end when Siren won that 1v2. And he's had a few important kills, but not had the big numbers that Chiron is putting up, for example, and that's what we kind of expect of Config, even though he's at obviously a different stage of his career now compared to Chiron. But either way, it's an important round for NiP. 10 rounds apiece, staying in touch. BetBoom still have a buy. These buys for both teams coming thick and fast. NiP fighting for their life. If, obviously, whoever loses this game, no chance anymore at IEM Sydney.
BetBoom look like like they are fully committed to a B hit. Trying to go fast and it works. Nafity gets the opener. Hampus immediately deleted, and they've got the util, the flashes, the smokes, everything flying in. It is raining util on top of NiP. Config tries to peek. He goes down immediately. Brollan's trying to help, desperately spraying. Nothing's working. He's down to 29 HP. How on earth do I not get a frag there? And he's dead. Siren ends him with the Galil. Headtrick and Rez say nothing is working this round, guys. So let's push the reset button and try again next one.
That's the thing, right? Like NiP, they show some good rounds in a row. They show some good teamwork on the retake, and then just suddenly, snap of a finger, BetBoom can have rounds like this, and that's just pure, you know, aim in the end of the day has won that round. Nafany's entry was, I think toward Hampus, if I'm not mistaken, was basically just a random tap. Like, it feels like Hampus was to take a duel in that moment. He was kind of in the open, like having a bit of a shoulder peek, but it was more of a shoulder peek from the vision I saw from it. So, yeah, Nafany will punish him, and BetBoom will entirely punish NiP. And now the money is an issue for the CT side. So fragile as we know it is. AWP and AK saved, but they're choosing to fully eco on the other three. And you know what? Fair enough. That is definitely the right decision. Because if the AWP and the AK can do something together, that's good. But if maybe the pistols will stay alive and support the save if they want to keep those guns into the next round.
No, I think this is the right call. The game is too close to take a heavy risk like forcing up around these two rifles, especially with loss bonus only at 1,900 for multiple rounds. Danis going to get the opener onto Hampus. Rez gets the trade. That's something. Config also dinks Danis down to 18 while he finds a 2K. And still not out of the realm of possibility for Brollan and the rest of NiP. And Brollan's being a bit cheeky here in Cave. He's got the Zeus hoping that someone walks his way. But unfortunately for him, no one is actually going to go in there. Now they do, but he's too far to use it. And Nafany sprays him down.
You see a CT just gravitating towards you. And you know what's coming, but you get out of the way in time. 4v2. John, I need to sneeze. Take it away.
Hetrick, along with Rez, going to be here and saving. Yeah, they don't want anything to do with this round. Once more, NiP just trying to keep the rifles up. They didn't invest around they didn't invest around the AK and the AWP in the previous instance that they had the opportunity to. So that's actually not too bad. You lose the pistols in this one, which you didn't really have anything on anyway.
Exactly. The sneeze was a disappointing one. I regret to inform you. It wasn't really worth it. GG, to be honest.
GG.
And it could be GG for NiP if they don't pull their leg in one leg in front of the other in the next few rounds, because that's what it has to take. Take your time and grow into these CT sides, but time is running out. That's the biggest issue.
There is a little bit of good news. Like I was saying, they saved the two rifles over again from that previous round, and their money is a little bit of an economic footing. Lost one of 2,400 with 1.5k saved here and 1k. Oh, what a shot from Headtrick! Nafany gets a trade onto Config. Headtrick's gonna back off. That is a wicked flick onto Chiron, who's been unstoppable seemingly throughout this map. He can't find his 30th though. It's been a little while since he's had a frag. The rest of his team is stepping up.
Yeah, but look what Nafany's done.
Dennis, see that?
He got that quick trade, and look where he is. He's like all the way in toward Red Room, past Red Room. He's smoked behind him and pushed in front of it. This is a very weird situation now. Hampus is pushed up as well. I don't think BetBoom know about this at all. You can see they're just throwing utility without a care in the world, and there's the bomb on the floor. Significant damage to Danis, and Siren has to finish this one off now. He has to get this kill, and he does. 3v3, but the damage is significant. But Nafany is still holding against these rotations. And they won't know he's here. If they can just take down Brollan, which they can. Now it's all Nafany, but they check him. What a check from Headtrick. Now a 2 versus 2. Headtrick's one with the kit, so he can afford to play time on this retake. But look at the smoke. It's locked them both at bay. Siren's got the perfect position for this.
They're falling off.
And they are falling off. Wow, what a decision to make in a 2v2 when you've got a kit as well. I can't believe they're saving, honestly.
I'm really not sure how to feel about that one either. 2v2. Dennis very lit. Pretty sure that's confirmed damage as well. Yes, Nafany did manage to get you both down to about half health, but you don't lose a player in that attempt. And the smoke, yeah, it was a problem for a moment, but there's still a lot of time left on that bomb timer. That's a questionable save by NiP, and Dennis is going to go down to the bomb. That's how low he was. He's so far. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
It is so far away.
The bomb
You're right.
radius, right? But anyway, but my point is that is a risk maybe worth taking. I understand money's not great here, and you want to keep a healthy economy on the CT side, but there was a chance there for them to take the round and find the upset.
I think that re-smoke on CT was just enough for them to call it off. Like, even if they had the information that one of the BetBoom players was low, I reckon they think that the smoke just wastes so much off the clock that it wasn't worth it. And actually, technically, even though Nafany doesn't get a kill on that pushed up position through Red Room, right? On the corner of the rotation near CT, in fact, he does damage to both. At the end of the day, it's probably one of the reasons that NiP call off that retake. So, even though he gets no kills from it, NiP make that call to save, and it's a surprising call as we both chatted about, but at least they have something this following round. They're playing uber safe, but they can't continue to play uber safe when you're only 3 rounds from elimination.
Yeah, I mean, Headtrick or Rez are going to have to pop off in this round. Maybe we'll see someone from the Deagles. Headtrick tries to get out into Jaguar. He's already isolated by the Molotov. Nafany, oh my goodness. He is just playing around too much with that fire. Dipping his toes in down to 28 HP of his own doing, because he really was expecting someone to come out there. In the meantime, the rest of his team is executing onto the A site, so he's made enough noise to attract some attention, but the forces and cavalry are coming in for NiP. Rez walks through a molly, doesn't get the results he wanted. Brollan at least gets one onto Nafany, but the bomb is going to be planted here. Kyron, he's got his 30th, finally, but he is traded out immediately, Travis.
Yeah, he's broken the duck. That was the sort of bogey number he was stuck on for a little while there, Kyron. Yeah. And this round is still vaguely on. I mean, Headtrick has the AWP and that kit still, of course, from that previous round save. And they are buying next round anyway, so perhaps they're going to give it a go. But in comes Dennis. And there's nothing that Headtrick and Hampus can do about that. Brollan, 2 kills in this round, looking for a third, but he's out of bullets. And he's going to have to fall away with this AK. Rez tried desperately, as we saw, with the help of that flashbang to make something happen from that default box CT rotation. But even with the help of a flash from a teammate, it wasn't to be. And NiP, as we can see, of course, even they go for that retake because they can buy in the following round. But they did stop any save at all. And BetBoom are edging ever closer to a clean 2-0.
Yep, another one. I mean, look, we talked earlier about Kyron needing some help from his teammates, and, well, he got it, because we also mentioned he only had 29 frags for a few rounds. Everyone else was doing work, and they were still winning. Dennis, in particular, is now at an even KDR of 1. He was below the of this match. Conflict, though, gets the opener onto Nafany. Kyron takes damage down to below half health. Dennis, well, he's going to try and regain the space where Nafany went down. Maybe work Jaguar, as NiP are falling off of that. That's Brollan moving away.
BetBoom, as you say, though, they love coming back from disadvantageous situations, don't they?
Yeah.
Slightly harder on Ancient, but it's also at least a fine one. Problem is, Dennis is down in the meantime. Brollan takes that kill. Brollan's been the main man for NiP in this map so far. Zorte, all the timing's not great, but he still adjusts and takes Hampus out. Again, damage is so significant, but I feel like Hampus should have taken this one. And look where Kyron is. Rez has absolutely no clue about what's coming his way here. Kyron has slipped the gap. Rez isn't looking. Kill in the side. Site taken. And now it has to be Brollan on this rotation. He's going to be the first port of call. But the problem is, he is locked out behind this smoke. Does he go through it? I think he has to. Siren's planting. He goes down. Looking for a second Brollan, but he's out of bullets in this clip. 2 left. Has to get in a reload, but Zorte stops that from being a possibility. Headtrick is 1v2, and he's still miles away from the action. He's going to be saving BetBoom match points.
Oh, my goodness. If you're Hampus, you are probably feeling so bad right now, because the player that secured this round is the one that he couldn't finish off, and he had plenty of opportunity to do so. Zorte was clearing the opposite angle. He wasn't even looking towards Hampus, and Hampus had at least 3 or 4 free shots. They just didn't connect with the head at all body shots, and Zorte survives, flicks around, and as he's apt to do, will go down to the bomb. Ay, ay, ay. The radius still gets me here on Ancient. Either way, like you mentioned, 5 opportunities for BetBoom to secure this one and send NiP packing.
And wild thing is, it doesn't even feel like a significant upset. Just what we've seen from BetBoom in this qualifier, such a new inception of the roster, but they've been beating the big teams comfortably already, and they're about to do it again. Can they get themselves through to that consolidation final? Tyron in mid on 31, still on 31. Config takes him out. 5v4 for NiP, but we know they've been struggling in these situations. They can't close him out. Hampus, oh my goodness. Hampus,
he's in so much
they're
trouble.
on the other side of the smoke, my friend. Does he know? They're playing smoke fade. Hampus removed again, and Config could get back to be swarmed in mid here. He's going to be swarmed.
Nope.
He goes for the big boy spray, and it's not going to work out. Dennis takes him. Headtrick needs to reface, does, but misses the shot. And now I'm not sure that player bottom mid is going to be going for a reface anytime soon. The wallbang has to come through. It actually tags Danis for what? 3 health with an AWP?
It was
That's
nothing.
not enough.
Yeah. Not enough at all. 4v3 advantage. Make it a 4v2. Headtrick at least gets one back here. He's gonna need more, and he can't. It's only Rez.
Wow.
One player standing in the way of BetBoom advancing again through this qualifier into the next round, and NiP sent away. Rez has to do it all. Does he have the kit? No.
I don't think there's one to be picked up either.
There's got to be one, right? No?
I'm not sure. Is that one on the floor?
Yeah.
I think it is. Okay.
Yes, it is.
There's now a 0.1% chance, perhaps, for Rez to win this one. But Siron is holding the handle. What a performance from BetBoom. I said I had hope in this team, even though they're new. And guess what? They have proved it. To confirm, that puts BetBoom into the consolidation final. They play the loser of Apex versus 9, which is currently going on the main broadcast. If they...